So, what is bravery? Bravery is an island in an ocean of fear. To be brave is not to be fearless, instead, it is to be fearful, yet remain unmoved by that fear. Today, I will tell you the story of another one of the bravest, another Indian queen who fought in the rebellion against the British rule. Have you heard of Rani Avanti Bai? Her story is remembered in the state she lived in, Madhya Pradesh, but not so well known in the rest of India. She is to be bowed to and saluted. In a park in Meerut stands the beautiful statue of a forgotten warrior queen astride a horse, Rani Avanti Bai of Ramgarh. She was one of the bravest and most courageous in Indian history, yet little is written about this valiant leader or her fight against the British during the revolt of 1857. Born in 1831, Avanti Bai was married to King Vikramaditya Lodhi of Ramgarh, today in the Mandla district of Madhya Pradesh, at an early age. Fiercely independent as a young girl, she was well trained in sword fighting, archery, cavalry, military strategy, diplomacy, and all the other subjects of statecraft. When her husband Vikramaditya fell ill, it was Avanti Bai who rose to the occasion, took over the reins of Ramgarh's administration. Even after the king's death, the Lodhi kingdom continued to flourish under the queen's able guidance. Introduced by Lord Dalhousie in 1848, the doctrine of lapse was an arbitrary annexation policy that allowed the East India Company to snatch away any Indian kingdom whose ruler had died without a direct male heir. In keeping with their land-grabbing intentions, in 1851 the British declared Ramgarh as a court of wards and appointed their own administrator for the kingdom in place of Avanti Bai. Angry and incensed at the injustice and insulting decision, the furious queen threw the administrator out and declared war against the British. Avanti Bai's next step was sending urgent emissaries to the rulers of the neighboring kingdoms to join her in the war against the British subjugation. In a strong worded letters that were accompanied by a set of bangles, the feisty queen wrote, "If you think you have a duty towards your enslaved motherland, rise your swords and jump into the war against the British. Otherwise, wear these bangles and hide yourself in your houses." This was the message she sent. Unsurprisingly, Avanti Bai's appeal succeeded in rousing a wave of revolution in the central provinces. In 1857, the entire region had a joined armed rebellion. Leading from the front, the fearless queen herself raised an army of 4,000 and personally led it against the British troops. Her first battle took place in the village of Kerry. Avanti Bai's masterful battle tactics ensured that the British troops were handed a stunning defeat. Expecting an easy victory, the stung British assembled their full force and launched a massive attack on Ramgarh, setting the citadel on fire. As such, the queen was forced to move with her family to the thickly forested hills of Devharigarh. However, Avanti Bai was not the one to give up without a fight. Using guerrilla warfare tactics, she attacked the camp of the British General Wellington, plunging the camp into chaos. But unfortunately, her incredible fighting spirit was no match for the might British military machinery in all its brutal strength. Surrounded by British troops and facing the prospect of capture, Rani Avanti Bai chose to sacrifice her life rather than to surrender to the enemy. On March 20th, 1858, she killed herself with her own sword on the battlefield. In the years that followed, Avanti Bai continued to live in the folk culture of the region, even as her splendid story was slowly erased from the history books. The good news is that in the recent years, her story has been gradually coming to public attention. The Rani Avanti Bai Lodhi Sagar Dam in Jabalpur, a multi-purpose hydroelectric project, has been named after her. The Department of Posts has also issued a stamp in her honor. This is another great, brave queen of Indian history, and I salute to her. How do we understand these brave people? So, what is bravery? The brave people say, if you have to die, do so bravely, without asking for mercy, without begging to be saved. Bravery is the audacity to be unhindered by failure and to walk with freedom, strength, and hope in the face of things unknown. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you.